Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
Today, we are looking at some animals that are highly intelligent to see if some of their intelligence could compare to the human brain. Let's dive into it. Number 10. Rats. Not many people are aware that rats are actually incredibly intelligent. They have the ability to figure out mazes, puzzles, and can even remember a multiple-step task that they have to solve. Despite having a relatively small brain, its structure could be compared to a human brain structure and functions in a similar way. Rats are also very social animals, and when lonely, they can show signs of depression and sadness. The most well-known species of rat are black rats and brown rats, which can be found all throughout the world and can often be encountered underground, where they are most comfortable. In the past, the rats had been blamed for the spread of the bubonic plague, but it has since been found out that the plague couldn't have spread that fast with only the rats partaking. While rats may be kept as pets, some are used as working animals. Rats have a keen sense of smell and were trained to detect landmines and tuberculosis in humans. Fun facts: a group of rats is called a mischief, and though some people think that rats transmit diseases, domesticized rats do not pose a health risk more than a dog or a cat would. Number 9. Pigeons. Weirdly enough, just like our number 10 spot, pigeons are sometimes known as flying rats, but the reason they are on this list has a completely different reason. As you may know, in the past, pigeons have been used to deliver letters from place to place, but for that, pigeons needed to remember multiple places and people to deliver them accurately. And oh, remember they did. Pigeons have the ability to remember the faces of people and places very well, and they even have the ability to tell different people apart. Pigeons can also recognize themselves in the mirror, which is considered highly intelligent behavior and shows a particular self-awareness. Another ability of the pigeon is recognizing all letters of the English alphabet. Did you know that pigeons were that smart? I actually didn't, considering that instead of flying away from humans when we walk too close, they just start walking faster. Do they know they possess wings, or are we just not worth the effort of flying? Number 8. Crows. Crows, much like pigeons, are another intelligent species of bird that can recognize human faces and also, again, much like pigeons, have been used as a messenger in the past to deliver letters and the like. Crows can also learn and mimic speech, which must have been incredibly terrifying for the first human to hear. They are able to memorize garbage truck routes to steal garbage more efficiently, and researchers have even recorded crows changing their migration pattern to avoid dangerous areas. These birds have the largest brain of all avian species and are even known to be able to make and use tools. The New Caledonian crow, for example, can make a knife. The same species also uses a hook to reach hard-to-reach food sources inside tree stumps. Maybe try saying hello to them next time you see one. Maybe the crow will answer you back. Also, fun fact, a group of crows is called a murder. A little odd, huh? Number 7. Pigs. Pigs just barely edged out dogs for this list of the top 10 smartest animals. Dogs have an intelligence that is comparable to a toddler, while pigs have a slightly higher IQ than dogs do. They can understand the concept of their own reflection at only 6 weeks old, while human children need several months to recognize themselves in the mirror. Pigs have roughly 20 different sounds to communicate, and mother pigs even sing to their children while feeding. Pigs can also respond to emotion and show empathy, which is a very rare trait in the animal kingdom. It is assumed that they were first tamed and domesticized in Tigris, Syria, which is when they became a staple in the human diet, with multiple meats and fats being used in everyday use. Some people keep pigs as pets nowadays, and mini piglets are specifically sought after. Number 6. Octopi. The octopus is the only invertebrate to make the list of the top 10 smartest animals. In case you didn't know, the definition of an invertebrate animal is that they lack a backbone or spinal column. Some species that belong to this group are snails, insects, spiders, crustaceans, and of course, octopi. You can find octopi virtually anywhere on the planet, as they have a far reach of habitats, and there are some 300 different species which inhabit Earth. Now, for the reasons that they are actually on this list, octopi are incredibly clever and have been seen to plan and execute complicated plans to escape from captivity. Their tricks are ranging from throwing rocks at the aquarium glass to successfully break it, to splash water on things outside their tanks to purposefully damage them. They are also able to solve complex puzzles and mazes, and can open jars with screw-on lids. Also, did you know that octopi have 9 different brains, one acting as the main brain, and each of its 8 arms has a mini brain that can control each arm independently? Maybe this is why they are so smart. Number 5. African grey parrots. A popular pet, this bird takes the highest avian animal spot on this list, as it is both smarter than the pigeon and the crow. The African grey parrot is native to a small part of Africa, including Angola, Cameroon, the Congo, Kenya and Uganda, where their population is currently estimated to be anywhere from 630,000 to 13 million, which is a pretty broad range, but their population is currently uncertain. In the wild, their natural predators are a large vulture, and monkeys target their eggs and hatchlings for food, which makes the reproduction slower than conservationists would like it to be. But humans are by far the largest threat to these parrots, which is because they are hunted for its meat and body parts, and to trade them as pets. To change the topic to something more joyful, the African grey parrot is intelligent because they can mimic human speech and learn up to hundreds of words, making their vocabulary very large for a bird. They can also recognize colors and shapes and understand the difference between things like smaller and bigger and over and under. A lost pet in Japan was returned to its owner after the bird kept repeating its owner's name and address. Pretty amazing. Number 4. Elephants. Ah yes, elephants. These large giants are often used as a description for a good long-term memory, and for good reason. However, their long-term memory isn't the only intelligent thing about them, as they are naturally smart as well. These animals have a very complicated social structure and even have certain funeral rituals when they lose their loved ones, as well as sacrificing themselves if they believe that their herd will survive if they do so, which is very rare in the animal kingdom, where every animal is to fend for themselves. Talk about honorable. Elephants will also eat certain plants to medicate themselves if they feel ill, and they recognize plants that can induce labor. While they may look like gentle giants, they tend to get rather aggressive during mating season, due to their hormones skyrocketing and males fighting for the attention of the females. But generally, you should not approach an animal that can flip a bus with ease, unless you know what you're doing, and even then, you could be unknowingly in danger. Also, fun fact, elephants are the only mammals that cannot jump. Number 3. Chimpanzees. The chimpanzee is the closest genetic relative humans have in the animal kingdom, as they share 98% of their DNA with us, and just like us, have a more extensive sense of intelligence. Chimpanzees are native to sub-Saharan Africa, where they live in groups ranging anywhere from 20 to 150 individuals and spend most of their time in the upper regions of the tree canopy. They are also expert tool users and have been seen to making improvised tools to achieve their goals. For example, using a rock to open hard nuts or using sticks to fish out the honey out of beehives from a distance. At one point, they had even been seen sharpening a stick with their teeth to make an improvised spear and hunt a small mammal that was hiding in a hole inside a tree trunk. Not only that, but chimpanzees are also capable of using psychological manipulation to get their ways and convince members of their family to carry out certain tasks. With that, scientists also discovered adult members teaching their youngs to use sign language. However, the interesting fact is that this happened without a human ever having been involved and had come unprompted. In the end, the chimpanzees were seen using it to communicate amongst the groups. Number 2. Bottlenose dolphins. There aren't very many people that don't find dolphins endearing, and they also definitely deserve the spot on this list. There are quite many species of dolphin living in nearly all aquatic environments, most prominently the oceans. These 36 species of dolphins that live on the planet are all very chatty animals and use echolocation to communicate with each other, ranging from sounds including whistles, clicks and barks to squeaks and squawks. Underwater noise pollution is a real issue for them, however, as boats often prove to be very noisy, restricting the dolphins' ability to communicate and locate prey, which can prove fatal in some cases. Now, while they may be very intelligent and help sick and injured members of their family, they can also recognize themselves in the mirror and be easily trained to perform tricks and stunts. However, dolphins can be very aggressive too, and are known to often attack sharks for seemingly no reason, ganging up on them and continuously ramming into the shark's snout and gills to slowly suffocate them. So, unfortunately, some of their intelligence goes into bullying other sea animals with mean tricks. Number 1. Orangutans. Native to Indonesia, the orangutan is our top pick for this list, and they also share quite a lot of DNA with us, 97% in fact. Now to our number 1, orangutans are here for similar reasons that the chimpanzees are. Much like the chimpanzee, the orangutan can use tools, learn sign language, and have intricate social structures. However, what really sets them apart is the ability to understand why a certain action is carried out. For example, in captivity, an orangutan was taught how to use tools and how to build a simple structure. When he was later released, he was seen constructing something to shelter himself from the rain. Their tool usage is superior to all other animals, and they might even learn to use a hammer and nail correctly. Unfortunately, they are critically endangered due to habitat loss. If you have time, you can check out multiple conservation websites where you can donate to help. And that's it, the top 10 smartest animals on Earth. Did you think we missed something? If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and the bell to be the first one to be notified when we post. We'll see you in the next one.